everyone. Hope you're doing well, and welcome to Real Estate with Ryan, where it's never a dull moment here in the studios. I'm Ryan Coleman, as always, and thank you for joining us on Real Estate with Ryan. And I got my lovely co-host in the building today.
You got it.
Miss April Coleman, how are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you doing?
Oh, just an exciting day. Just never stop real estate.
I know, I haven't seen you all day. So.
It's just been so busy. It's wild. And I was telling somebody yesterday, it's just that time of the season. It is just that where it's craziness is everywhere. Mm-hmm. And what did we work to the other day? 12 o'clock?
We were at the office until 11:30.
Oh, midnight. It was only midnight, honey.
It was just 11:30.
What were we doing at midnight, just having so much fun?
I know. I was like, tax day is a jinx or something because everybody's crazy that day. I don't know what's going on.
That's just the crazy life of real estate. And I think the only one that didn't win in that deal was my little one.
Yeah, bless her. She fell asleep in the car.
She said, I had enough of the office, Mommy and Daddy. I'm over it.
I know. My dad sent me this link on Facebook, and it was so funny. It was a little meme, and it had a little boy calling on a cell phone, and it said, Papa, come pick me up because your daughter's driving me crazy. And I said, yes, funny. That's Kinsley. She's like, come get me, Mommy. Daddy keeps working. That's going to be mine.
She wants to see Nana and Papa.
She does. She loves spending time with them.
She does. Mm-hmm. Well, I hope you guys are having a wonderful weekend, and thank you for tuning in. A little special show, so we didn't want to miss the audience today. So we're not super prepared. Go figure that. Two real estate agents, scripted. So it's kind of going to be off the cuff. We're talking about marketing. We're talking a little bit about the market, just a little bit of everything.
That's right.
It's on our minds. So,
why not?
Yeah, why not? Well, it's so great to see movement in the market now. Seeing some opportunities. We're seeing you guys are watching the inventory market. If you're online or in your neighborhoods, I know just in our neighborhood in Hardin Valley, it was literally this crazy. So we left one morning, early, worked out, came out, got back in the car, went back to work. And then April says, hey, there's a sign at the end of our street.
Oh.
And I said, okay. And it's for sale. And then now it's sold.
Actually, it was a for sale pending sold sign.
It was like a combo deal in one. It's like it hit the market, it sold, it pending all in one.
Yeah.
And I said,
crazy.
well, of course, I said, well, it's not ours. Yeah. That's not a good thing.
I know.
No, all jokes aside. And it was our neighbor's house, and I guess we didn't even know they were moving.
No.
And then yesterday, as we were coming back through the neighborhood, I said, honey, there's two more in the neighborhood. There's one over there, and they're coming soon.
I know.
So I think you guys are out and about. It is that time. We know April is one of the busiest months for selling real estate. It's the opportunity where most homes hit the market. The spring, we were just done retaking pictures and videos yesterday of a great client that we have in Fox Den. And just amazing of what a 30 to 40 day cycle of what the weather looked like, and now the finished product.
Exactly.
The back of the pool was beautiful. The azaleas were in full bloom. They had the roses out. Everything was beautiful.
Yeah.
And so, get that picturesque picture.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
That's a fancy word.
Yeah. Hey, I got a little bit of education here.
Maybe a little.
Just a little tad, man.
Just a tad.
Listen, you're from Carter now.
Hey, don't say anything about Carter. We have Tennessee Vol, I believe. That was a Carter player.
So we got a Carter girl in the house here.
You sure do. You can't tell by the accent. Actually, somebody we went out to dinner with actually said, where are you from? First time I met him. And I said, Carter. He said, I thought so. The further you go east, my wife gets, accent.
My wife gets all the time. We're out there talking and they pick on her with her little country accent.
I know. It doesn't sound that bad to me, but it must be.
I love it. I said, Virginia, but we ain't used to hearing anything like that.
I know.
And she's so country. I say, I love it.
Isn't that hilarious?
That's why I love East Tennessee. So thank you for joining us. We're talking about a little marketing. What else do you want to talk about, April? Anything else?
No, just marketing. That's my topic for today.
Obviously we got the spring market. We're here. We've been talking about that for a while, but there's so much that consumers or homeowners are out there. And what do you really do to market your home? What can you do to expose it? And really, what's the difference from all these agents out here running in the marketplace? What separates you, and what really works, right?
Right.
In this market where we have inventory that's a little bit lower, now we have some competition, but ultimately it's a great opportunity for a seller. Sellers are, if it's priced right, great location, Fox Den. How could you not want to be in somewhere like that, right?
I know.
Got a golf tournament coming up. I mean, so you've got a lot of things that are really, we call it just not just the house, but you're buying the whole community, right?
That's true.
You're living a lifestyle. So some of these guys in the, Rarity Bay, Teleco, Fox Den, you're buying a community. And that's so it's important. Our marketing team works on it. We're talking about, it's not just the house, it's the lake, it's the golf course, it's the community. It's for when the grandbabies come over and we've got, we have pool parties, right? Because we got a pool, but you don't have to maintain it because the whole community has it, which is great.
Or the location, it's just all different.
So how do you get that in today's society where there's so much noise, there's so much online, and what do you do to kind of separate your property from the rest? Right,
exactly.
And I think the biggest conversation, just, talking to owners and prospective buyers that are going to turn into sellers, is you got to separate yourself. And we always say this starts with the agent, but it's all the presentation, right? So we just got done filming a house over in Farragut today. And I know they did the video, did the footage, but I was talking to the owner a little bit on the phone. And I said, we can just put the property in a picture out there that it's coming. But a lot of this is presentation. And so when we talk about marketing, there's the devils and the details makes a real difference, right, April?
Yes.
And I think some people don't understand, like we see some in our marketplace where we do, we're kind of a lead in where we sponsor online that it's going to coming soon. So we're enticing people to let them know about an opportunity, but we're not giving them too much information.
Right. Exactly.
And in this opportunity in the marketplace where, there's limited inventory and people are looking in neighborhoods in certain areas where they want to live, especially like, let's use Farragut, for example. Well, those are opportunities to kind of paint that story that when we come out on the market the first time, we have everything presentation-wise. We got the right photos, the right editing of the photos, the right color tone. Some people don't understand that. I was looking at a sale today. I was over in Kingston, and if you looked at some of the sales and the pictures, they correlated to time on market and days on market.
Yes.
So if you looked at one picture, now it's briefly, if you look at we have these MLS printouts, we print them out. And routinely, you'll see a lot of agents, they'll print them out the computer and go. They're showing multiple properties. And you've got that one kind of primary photo in the top right corner. Well, what happens if you're in the car and you've got clients from in town and you just don't have a great looking photo on the right front of the MLS brief?
It's true.
Does it get put to the side?
Right.
And so having the right presentation online and then the physical showings, having your home ready to show is so big. And I think most people don't understand that. I think we talked about it on our shows, like you have to look at it like the mall. We think about going to the mall and the opportunity. Why don't we go to the mall in like a retail store, right? It's the whole process. We could go to Costco's and get some cheap shirts, but it's more, I know what I'm looking for. I want the whole presentation. And what we want to deliver in marketing, kind of as your agents, is you've got to set the stage, not only presentation, but the whole environment and bring the whole package. And then hopefully where you have a great agent involved, where we can answer a lot of those questions that lead to a result. I mean, I know many a times you and I have chatted, and when we were looking for our first home, I know it wasn't just one home and then made a decision. It was a big process.
It was a huge process.
Well, explain the process to the audience. When you're looking for a home, why that marketing is important. But what do you think that the buyers are looking for in a home, and what separates maybe going to look at this house over here in 123 Main Street versus one that maybe is just not, it doesn't have the proper description. It doesn't.
Well, I'll go ahead and interrupt you.
Sure.
And go ahead with it since we're coming up on break here in a minute. I know that when we were looking for houses, and even when I was looking for my first house, we talk about presentation, and you have talked about before, when agents were the ones that were responsible for showing buyers houses, they would have the MLS book, and they were the ones that were saying, what about this one? What about that one? Do you want to see this one? But now it's online. Everybody is looking online. And truthfully, the agent that I had at one point did not send me listings. I had to do all of the research myself. So when I was looking online, I would pull up the pictures. And if the pictures did not display the house and I thought, oh, that doesn't look good, or, ooh, look at that, or blurry pictures, couldn't really tell what it looked like, I didn't want to waste my time going to see the house. So it really is all about that strong presence on the internet. And this was even back in 2008 that I was doing that. So everything on the internet, describing the house. I need to know about the house if I'm even going to give that a second thought or a first thought.
You would think that some of those are just kind of basic, fundamental things that you would expect in the marketplace.
You would think.
But, the devil's in the details. Some of these things get mixed up and don't happen. But we're coming on break. Thank you for staying in real estate with Ryan. We're going to talk more about marketing and what you need to do to get your home sold, more specifically to let your property stand out. Stay with us.
When it comes to the real estate market, turn to the experts that focus on you. With over 20 years experience, Ryan Coleman with Hometown Realty knows what it takes. It's the right marketing. It's the right exposure. Ryan and April will use their expertise each step as they guide you through the home buying and selling process. Ultimately, it's about results.
You need someone you can trust that is committed to you.
You have a lot of choices, but the choice is simple. It's Hometown Realty.
Is it time for a new place? Ryan Coleman with Hometown Realty has the experience to sell your home quickly and help you find the right home for you. And if he can't sell it right away, he will buy it himself. Life changes, and sometimes your home needs do too. Buying or selling, turn to someone you know you can trust. Ryan Coleman at Hometown Realty.
Well, thank you for tuning in and coming back on the other side of break. April and I were talking about what stands out and what keeps your property separating from the competition. And I was asking her, I said, wasn't that a given that you guys would expect that you would have good pictures and a good write-up? And what were you saying about that?
Oh, I was just saying when I was looking on the internet as a first-time home buyer, then I would skip over homes if the pictures were too blurry because I wouldn't waste my time because I couldn't really tell what the house looked like. So I would just kind of skip over it. Or I didn't really know what the layout looked like or the colors were kind of off. Then I would just keep skipping over all of those. And we would kind of do the same when we were looking at our house too. So just recently. And if it wasn't, we had a hard time because there wasn't many homes in the new construction that were on the market. So we really had to dig. And then bam, there was one house and we finally found a whole entire neighborhood. It was kind of strange. So I was like, where's all this marketing at? How would we even, find this house? So I think it's very important, not only your photos, because we've seen photos with, I can't even tell you, but, the photos, and also just recently, you can't really see all of the house with photos. I don't feel like even if they're the best photos. I just recently went into one of our listings to show it, and the house was just so much more amazing in person. The photos were great, and I could tell that the house was amazing, but when I actually showed up, I thought, oh my goodness, this house, it's great. So I think that's where videos come in as well.
Yeah, that's the next step. How many times have you guys had a conversation where you looked at the photos online and the photos don't do the home justice, or the pictures didn't describe exactly the way the layout or the rooms were laid out, and what they thought was an obstacle, right? That they didn't want to see the property, they ended up being super excited that they did,
right?
Because they just couldn't tell. Now that's why next step we want to market with video. You want to have an opportunity. Number one, most of our engagement online and social media platforms and digitally is coming from video. Next couple of years, maybe 3 to 5 years, probably 3 years, the way tech industry is starting. Facebook said that most all of their content will be in a video format. So if you're not creating a video, if you're not engaging in the space, guess what? You'll be gone out the space. So, expect that. Why do you see kind of on Facebook, and I will say Facebook. I'm not a Facebooker. I just have to do it for my business.
Exactly.
But
I had to make him get a Facebook for the business when he first started.
I do post my daughter online and things for the family.
Of course.
But other than that, I had no ideas to communicate with everybody, but just business, guys. But April's a Facebooker.
Yes.
And you got your parents in it too, yeah?
Oh, yeah. I told my parents to get on there. They did.
It's a little addicting. So you get on there, and before you know it, you just start surfing and then surfing.
I know.
And then I'm over in the corner, and then April's like, "Are you just surfing? Just brain numbing, just searching?"
He's just not even looking at anything. He's just scrolling to be scrolling.
But getting back to that, what I wanted to say is why marketing is important. You need somebody that's going to help you understand how to reach that audience. Video is now reaching people at a certain level. Well, you've seen those videos on Facebook Facebook where there's a picture, but then there's a video, you want to click on it. You know, those are engagements, impressions, etc. Your home is the same thing. I talk to my clients all the time, and we talked about the opportunity. And I'll probably give some other people tips that are out there, and that's great. So what we use social media for, and what we do is we want to, again, create a story and engagement. We want to take video to you personally. But most importantly, everybody's on their phone. All right. Everybody has an opportunity to be on their phone. So what makes sense if you're a marketer is to market to people where they have this great device with them everywhere they go. And, you know, we're on TV, radio, and all that good stuff, but so many people are busy. You know, the numbers on TV, the numbers on radio. As you guys are listening, you're probably going to ball games. You know, we can't catch everybody at the right time. And the opportunity of digital and where that market's going, having your property in a video format, separating yourself from the gazillions of Realtor.com listings or Homes.com or somebody else's listings, puts you in front of the consumer. Because ultimately with marketing, it's about making consumers raise their hand to want to show the property or look at it. I tell sellers, you could have it was a custom built owner that we tongue-tied today. It was a custom built owner that built this beautiful custom house. And it's been in the market for a little bit, and it had all the arches, beautiful trim. And I told him, I said, you could have the most beautiful house and one of the best builders in the area. But if your marketing and your agent are not working together and those things aren't vibing, if one thing is missing, we talk about the Knoxville market, 50% of the homes don't sell the first time around.
Right.
And it's all those pieces of the puzzle. If they're not working together, it only takes one, right? It takes one buyer to make a deal. But guess what? There were 7 pending in the area last year when she was on the market.
Oh.
So what does that mean? We lost that. We lost that buyer, right?
Right.
So just as there's an opportunity to gain that buyer, we have an opportunity to lose that buyer. And so video is huge. Social engagement is huge. On our platform last year, I was telling a client we had 1.7 million just my little page alone, engagement with online and chat views. You didn't know that, did you?
Oh, no.
That's impressive. See?
Well, yeah.
So over 1.7 million in the Knoxville market surrounding what we've been able to do is create those conversations. I'm sure you've seen us out there online and social media, but we do that because it's about raising your hand and getting more traffic and activity. We know that there's more, once we have more people coming through the front door, that's where the house is going to sell itself. We have a lot of opportunity, and people can get excited. I know my wife, when we were looking for our home, buying and selling is an emotional deal, right?
Yes.
We may buy certain things on numbers and facts and figures, but if you're like my wife, if you get her going and get her excited, and you had my little one down there, and we're looking at this, and we can put the couch, and we were there for hours, and we were measuring, right?
Lord,
and so we get excitement. And we get energy. And so we were in a model home, and then we were like, well, we can custom build one here, right? But that's that energy. If we're never at the property, if we're never there, we can't create that synergy.
Right.
And I think so many people think in a market where we have it now, where the market is tilted a little bit to the seller. Remember that not long ago, we had a hard time even getting contracts.
That's true.
So keep that in mind. I would say that probably the next biggest thing in marketing that is underestimated is the copyright, right?
Yes.
And your print materials. So when I say print materials, I don't mean those things that sit at the grocery store in the magazine racks that have all the glossy pictures and the dog and all the different houses. Like, that's great, but those things are 1980. The books are this thin on the Homes books. There's some people on there, but
the older people.
Yeah, well, be nice.
They grab their.
Be nice. Be good.
No, it is.
Good. Well.
They lock their print. We had a client. What?
I thought you were talking about the agents.
Lord,
No,
let me clarify my
I
conversation.
talking about the agents.
The older clients.
She's going to get us banned. She's going to get us banned. We're not going to get any showings here for a little bit.
No. They lock their print. They lock their little magazines
because
we had a client that she would always go grab them.
I know. But we've got to do. See, you never know what you'll get over here.
Rewind and erase.
Nah, it's live. So.
I know. What can you say?
No, but print media, and that's the newspapers, right? I mean, they're charging for subscription and all these different things. So print media, online digital has just taken it over.
Right.
And you see those advertisers not there. So, I mean, does it make sense to do something that's not going to give us good results?
Yes.
But when I was talking about print media, you want to have print material that makes sense, that once we get them in the door, we want the print material to resell for days and weeks and before they make a decision.
Yes.
So some of our stuff that we produce in-house allows them to kind of not focus on the price. We don't even put the price on our print material, that we're giving them these we call them dream books, but it's got beautiful pictures of the kitchen. It's got pictures of the living room or the family room or the rec room or the theater. And we've got everything copywritten. And I think that that's where people understand. And before I know it, the show will be over, but the copywritten is most as important as the picture.
Yes.
Right? Because what we're doing and what we're setting the stage for is an opportunity to describe in words where they're going to live.
Right.
And I told the builder today that we were meeting with is, listen, the opportunity on picture, what we're doing in our books and our print media and our texture, kind of our copyright, is an opportunity that when they go home and they look at 3 or 4 properties, that they don't forget ours.
Exactly.
We want to stay top of mind.
Exactly.
You want to be top of the mind. And then the last thing we want to do, you've already reinforced so much value with the books. Now when it comes to negotiating, they know the home's worth it, right?
That's true.
Because one of the bigger ones we sold, and we started going through the books, I mean, she knew the house to a detail.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So those are the tips that we have for you today, kind of print media, and hope that helps you with marketing.
Yes.
It always seems like it goes quicker than we expect. I hope you've enjoyed the show. As always, if you're tuning in, my name's Ryan Coleman with my lovely wife, April Coleman. We own Hometown Realty here in town. And if you ever need us for anything, check us out on social media. We're everywhere there. Like and subscribe to our page. Easy number for us is 693-SOLD, 693-SOLD, or you can visit us at ryancoleman.org. You guys have a great weekend.
Thank you.